The cafeteria went silent the moment Aaliyah stepped inside. She was the new girl at Lincoln High, her braided hair glistening under the fluorescent lights, her books clutched tightly against her chest. Moving to a new school was never easy, but for Aaliyah, it felt like stepping into a storm she hadn't asked for. She could feel the stares, the whispers, the judgmental eyes sizing her up. At first, she tried to ignore it. She kept her head down, focused on her classes, and ate lunch quietly in the corner of the cafeteria. But the bullies were always watching, waiting for their chance. The leader of the group was Jason, a tall, arrogant boy who thrived on humiliating others. With him were two of his friends, always echoing his cruel jokes. That afternoon, Jason spotted Aaliyah sitting alone and smirked. "Well, looks like we've got ourselves a lost little princess," he sneered, walking over. "Where you from?" "Some jungle." His friends burst out laughing, the sound cutting through the cafeteria. Aaliyah's stomach tightened, but she stayed calm. She had heard insults before, but this one burned deeper. Jason leaned closer, his voice dripping with cruelty. "What's the matter? Too scared to talk? Or maybe you don't speak our language?" More laughter followed. Students began to gather, curious to see what would happen next. Aaliyah's heart raced, but not with fear. She was holding back something much stronger. For months, she had trained in karate, not just as a sport, but as a way to control her emotions, her discipline, her strength. Her late father had been her teacher, reminding her, true strength is never about hurting others. It's about knowing when to stand up and when to walk away. She wanted to walk away. She really did. But then Jason shoved her tray off the table, spilling food all over the floor. "Oops," he grinned. "Guess someone doesn't belong here after all," the crowd gasped. Aaliyah slowly stood up. She looked him dead in the eyes, calm but firm. "I warned you," she said softly. Jason laughed. "Or what? You gonna cry?" In the next instant, his hand shot out toward her shoulder, but what happened next silenced the cafeteria. With one swift motion, Aaliyah blocked his arm, twisted it effortlessly, and pinned him down against the table. Her movements were sharp, precise, controlled. Every student watching froze in shock. Jason yelped, struggling to break free. What is this?" Aaliyah released him just as quickly as she had taken him down. She didn't hit him, didn't push him further. She simply stood tall, her voice steady. "You don't get to decide who belongs here. Not me, not anyone." But for the first time, Jason had no comeback. His friends stood frozen, unsure whether to help him or keep their distance. The cafeteria erupted, but this time it wasn't with laughter. It was with awe. That day, Aaliyah's life changed. But it wasn't easy after that moment. Some students admired her strength, while others whispered behind her back, saying she was too aggressive or too different. Teachers called her into the office, asking if she had started the fight, even though she had only defended herself. It hurt. It felt unfair. But Aaliyah didn't let bitterness consume her. Instead, she joined the school's martial arts club, where her talent quickly became undeniable. She started teaching younger students discipline and self-defense, using her skills to empower rather than intimidate. Slowly, the whispers turned into respect. Even Jason, bruised not in body but in pride, eventually approached her. He didn't apologize right away. Boys like him rarely did. But weeks later, after seeing how she helped others, he finally muttered the words she had long deserved. "I was wrong." Aaliyah didn't gloat. She simply nodded. "Just remember, kindness is stronger than cruelty." By the end of the semester, the girl who had once been mocked stood as a symbol of courage at Lincoln High. She had faced racism, bullying, and isolation, but she chose strength over hate, discipline over anger, and respect over revenge. The students learned an unforgettable lesson that day. Never judge someone by how they look, and never mistake kindness for weakness. And Aaliyah. She walked through those halls with her head high, knowing her father would have been proud.